This is Athena Jezik, and I'm here again to say thank you, first of all. Thank you so much for your donations. Thank you for the likes, the shares, and the comments. So today, well, I did have a request, actually. I had a request that somebody was wondering about how to help their feet with the toes, because the toes oftentimes will get kind of squished together. You know, they kind of will squish together. They'll be painful. Or a bunion will form where the big toe is leaning over to the side, and then you have this big bone sticking out. And a lot of that comes from wearing a lot of shoes. What I've noticed over the years with my practice is that those people that spend more time barefooted have better looking feet than people who have been really programmed for a shoe. But nonetheless, we can do some correction on it. It just takes a little bit of patience and a little loyalty to what you're doing to have the correction happen. So with the request, I decided I would put together a little video today, and I have Diana here. You know, we were working with some of her feet, exercising them and all that, and so they've seemed to have changed a bit. I have to talk to her about that or let her tell you. But I'm going to show you something else for the toes today, which is using what's called toe spacers. And they're little devices like this. This is just one. They've got many designs to do it, and they're different aggressiveness. This isn't very aggressive because they're very small in here, but you have some that are very aggressive to really pull them out. And if your feet are pretty squished together, you want to start with less aggressive toe spacers because it does kind of hurt after a while. But what I like about these is that they're so flat on the bottom. Sometimes they're bumpier on the bottom. They're hang out on the bottom, and you can't walk in them. You just kind of have to sit. But these you can actually walk around. You can put them in your shoes, and you can walk with your shoes as well. So that makes, if you need to keep doing it a little bit longer than, you know, just for a few, maybe 15-20 minutes at night, if your feet are really together, then you can build up to where you're wearing them longer and longer. And eventually you will see a little bit of correction in your feet. It may not be a lot. It depends on your age. It depends on exactly the condition of the foot. But nonetheless, you can try it. And sometimes people can just use the things that they use between the toes when they get pedicures. But those are softer, and but they still are a type of a toe spacer. So how to put this on, I'm just going to give you a little demonstration of how to put these on, and then I'll have Diana stand up and see how it feels, so she can give you some feedback with that. I'm going to just check the feet for their flexibility. Some of these are hard to get on, and they're also are in different sizes too, so you have to check that. So the big toe part, it's going to kind of go like this, okay? So I stretch this out, and then this is going to go between the big toe, so I'm stretching this out, and then I'm going to place these other pieces and kind of stick the toe in there. This is like the roughest thing that I do in my practice, but I don't usually do it on other people. So we're sticking the toes inside of these spacers. And the thing about her feet is that the toes at the knuckles are somewhat bent, so it makes it a little trickier to get it in there. And pulling it down, pulling that little toe in. Okay, now I'm going to grab the toes and kind of push it down. And this might be a little bit small for her feet, but I think it's going to work. It looks rough, but she's not yelping yet, so I guess...
It doesn't hurt at all.
Okay, good. Now there we go. Once you get it started, it's easier. This little piece here is going to go between the little toe and the second to the little toe. And we want to get it all the way down to the base of the toes. And pull it down there, okay. And if you're doing this for somebody else, you want to, be gentle as you're pulling the toe. You can still do it fairly gentle. And there, it looks like that's about right. A little bit more there, a little bit more there. Okay. How does that feel, Diana?
That feels great.
And there,
It does.
It does feel good, doesn't it? Yeah, I know. I actually slept in these, but one little toe was a little bit rebellious about the middle of the night, so I woke up and took them out. The rest of the toes felt really good. So there's one toe spacer, and that's down there. Maybe could go, no, that's pretty good right there. So that's one, how it looks. And then the second one is the same thing. You kind of stretch it out and find those little holes. Like I say, there's many different designs, so you can check online. I'm not promoting any particular model of toe stretcher, but you want to look and get one that's designed to fit how your feet, what's happening with your feet. If they're kind of tightly together, if the toes are tightly together, be sure that you don't get one that's too wide, because that will hurt for a while, and you don't want that. You want to ease yourself into this. There we go. And a little bit more. This foot seems to be easier. It is tricky. And you can do it to yourself too. You know, you can, if you could get down to your toes, otherwise have somebody help you. Okay, so does that one feel pretty good? Is it on tight enough? A little toe in there. Okay. So there's the toe stretchers, and then you can just wear them for as long as you feel comfortable. I don't think there's really a limit. At first, though, you might want to not do it too long. Just, and if it starts to bring in some pain or discomfort, take them out. The toes will go back a little bit, and then just get back with it later on. Just be diligent with it. And so let us see how that works with her standing on them and walking around. Just with one foot, kind of roll up onto the toe like we do at the exercising. How does that feel?
That feels really good.
And that one, so that would be a good way. Good, yeah. And then roll up on both and see how that feels. And then just kind of lift your feet up and down like you're walking. Could you wear those for a while?
I could wear these. I think it would be a great idea to do the bar work for a few minutes in these.
Yeah. People that do yoga also are, they're taught to spread the toes. And in some cultures, they call the toes fingers. And the toes should be able to like grab and stuff too. They're more than just hanging out there. They should be actively involved when you're walking. So the toes do need to be spread in order to be able to get that proper heel strike and roll through the ball of the foot, and all of that is just better balance as well.
With the bar work, I've struggled a little bit to distribute my weight across my toes. And I think this really kind of forces them all into
a different placement.
A collaborative effort in movement.
To take them out, they're pretty easy to do, but they get kind of sticky as you just want to take those two ends between the big toe and little toe and just kind of move them out little by little. And there's one, and then same thing here. Just kind of gently, because you know your toes are a little traumatized now after being spread, particularly if they're not used to being spread. Okay, now Diana, how does that feel now that they're out? Does it feel a little different? Does it feel about the same?
It does feel a little different, a little straighter.
Okay, do you think if you wore them a lot it would change something?
I think so, yeah. Especially in doing exercises, foot exercises with them on.
Okay, well, there was the demonstration. It's a little bit of self-help for you, another self-help thing. And I just need to say something really quickly here, because there was somebody that I don't ever censor, delete comments, but I did delete a comment the other day because it was a rather inflammatory one, accusatory. But I want to tell you that, like things with carpal tunnel, You know, yes, there is nerve damage, there's no question about it. But how did the nerve damage get there? It got there from being out of alignment. The person was really insulting the way that he was talking, or she, about that. But I just wanted to go through. I don't tell people not to go to the doctor if they want to have surgery. In my mind, I don't see where cutting things, in most cases, not all cases, but most cases, I don't see how cutting tendons is going to really change the positioning of the bones where the rubbing and all of that stuff is going on. So again, I'm going to stand firm on what I think is right, which is getting the alignment straight and then seeing what happens from there. If the condition needs further work, then go for further work. But I don't like to see people come in and immediately have the surgery when it's something that could be corrected. So I just needed to clear that up. I know most of you are very wise to what I'm doing and you think well, but some people, apparently this person got pretty triggered by that and was even threatening to report my station to the whole thing. So with that said, I just wanted to put that in there as a disclaimer, I guess you could say, because all of this is self-help. This is teaching you how to take care of your body, how to connect with your body a little bit more, because the more you connect with your body, the more you're going to be able to connect with your energy and the things that matter a lot more in life than just physical things. So with that, I say thank you so much. And again, thank you for watching and viewing, and I appreciate all of you out there. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. And I think there's a little bell up there that you can hit that you'll get a notification every time we post. So if you want to, you can hit that too. But thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it.